What's up, guys? Welcome back to the dairy. It is April 1st. That's roughly 5 to 6 months forward from the last episode. And what I'd done is just honestly rode through winter. Right here, if you remember, there were a bunch of silage bales, and now they are all gone. We fed them all to the cows this winter. And right here, of course, these are the straw bales. We have more than enough of those. I don't know why I got so many of those. But you hear all the cows, and that is the big report. We got more cows. I just started buying some in the winter months and just tried to add as many, good cows as I could. I really focused on quality. I think I have about 17 or 18 cows right now. No, 15 cows. There it is. So 15 out of the 72 that we can put in here. And we will grow that herd. I want to grow it small, though, because I'm not really sure how much food they are going to need and what they're going to need. Obviously, you can see all the straw that we wasted. I mean, not wasted. This will all get used in time, but we don't really need it all right now. Also, we have one marshmallow of silage left. That is something that we need to buy more of, and I'll explain that in a minute. And then we have to do something to address the farm. It's starting to look a little ragged. So I'm thinking maybe we could put just simply a roof down the edge of this, just extend the roof a little bit and maybe have a little cover for all of this stuff over here. So that's the thoughts. But this summer is going to be mainly getting food for these cows, and we're going to get them off our own field. As you remember, we planted this grass last year. It's ready to harvest. It's this field, and it's the one across the street over here, which actually, it'd be easier to show you this way. It's around the perimeter of the whole farm, and then we also own this over here. So we have a lot of grass, and we can make that into silage. Now, I leased this. This whole thing right here is about $27,000, and that is a lot of money to lease. But we're going to be able to get it done so much faster because we can mow it and we can windrow it with this, and then we'll be able to collect it all with this, and we will be able to bring it to a silage bunker where we will be able to let it ferment, and then we'll get money. Because yes, I said we do need silage, but I think right now we need more, which is money. We don't have a tractor right now. Let me remind you of that. So we need to buy a tractor somehow. I think silage is probably going to be the only way to afford to do that right now off the bat, especially since we're not expecting our first cow probably in, I think it's August or September. So we have all summer to get ready for this. But let me stop talking. Let me get into the field. Let me see what I can get done. All right, now in the field and driving this huge thing, and it is so worth it. Let me face forward real quick. We are picking everything up and we are grabbing it with this forage wagon. I have the extra large forage wagon, so I think it's going to get 200,000 liters. I could be crazy. I think that's right, though. So 200,000 liters is what that will hold. We are going to do this field and next field. I think at 6:46 we have a lot of the day left. I think we'll be able to make this a pretty productive day here on the farm. Alright, about an hour in, and this is the third lap. As you can see, this is where we started. Third lap around this field, and also you can see that we're about to fill up this forage wagon. It's going to go to 250,000 liters, and that is a ton. We're going to now buy somewhere we can put this so that it will ferment and make it into silage. From there, we'll be able to make quite a bit more money than just selling this as grass, obviously, or hay or anything else. Silage is the moneymaker here, and we're going to do that because we really need a lot of money. Not contract money, but a good amount of money to start this thing. In the menu, we're going to buy $60,000 bunker silo, and we're going to put it right here on our farm. It's going to stay out of the way a little bit. This is going to stay right over here, and we are going to hopefully fill this thing up. We can't afford it right now, but eventually maybe that. But I don't know. We'll leave that right there. I'm not even going to draw anything over there because I don't know if it's going to stay there or not. But we are going to bring all of this over and dump it into this, and then get back into the field and continue on with our fun. Alright, now 10:08, and we are almost done with the field across the street. We have got a few more strips left. I'm going to crash this trailer, which is ridiculous. We're going to get all the way into the back here. I'd like to fill this bunker, and I think I probably will. The problem I'm seeing is that we're probably going to have too much grass, which is hardly a problem. However, we can just put it into the silo, but I don't know how much we're going to be able to unload of here. I don't like that. It's unloading outside of the thing. Try to unload inside, because that's the only way we're going to get paid. There we go. And now we'll continue getting this all out, and I will continue getting into the field. 10:13, I can see us getting into that other field about 11 o'clock. That will give us, I hope, enough time to get all of this done today. And then, of course, I'm going to have to drive over this and pack it down so that we can ferment it. But yes, that's where we're at right now. It's 10:14, and as you can see right there, that there's 2 patches right there that I need to get done. And that's what we're going to get done now. Like I said, if I'm lucky, we'll get over there by 11. Alright, now it is 10:51, and I finally called something right. I said that we were going to be over into that field by 11, and it looks as though we will. Now, the universe might just play a little trick on me, and we'll be over there by 11:01, but we will be over there mowing grass at 11 o'clock. Now, of course, that's going to give us 6 hours to do that huge field across the street. Not just that, behind that and around there. So we've got a lot of work to do. We're just going to get over there and do it. No easy way to say we are going to be very busy here today. Alright, now just doing the perimeter of this field and getting caught on trees every now and then. Actually, that's the first one I got caught on, believe it or not. I know you won't, but this area over here, I want to make something. I don't know what yet, but I do want to make it something. Maybe greenhouses, maybe a place to make something else. I don't know, but it just seems really tucked in this corner over here. Maybe we can even cut a tree down or something and make a little path between the two and extend our farm over here. I think that would be nice. We also need another pen for cows. I want to get a calf pen as well as just a regular thing, and we'll probably use the one that we're using right now as a calf pen, and then get a bigger dairy when we can afford it. And it'll probably go back here somewhere, but that's the future plans anyway. I'm still doing this, and we have, as you can see through the trees, still got about 60% of the bunker left to fill. So I think we're going to probably run over as far as how much grass we're going to be able to get from this field, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'll continue doing this perimeter and just, continue mowing. Today is a mowing day. On this channel, it's rare. You know that's not true. When I continue to mow this field, 92% filled here. I just wanted to thank everybody for the continued support of the farm. Really appreciate all the support there, and really have a lot of fun making those episodes. So do thank you guys for that. The story, I already know how it's going to end. I already know this series, where it's going. So I'm really happy about that. I used that time off to really kind of focus the story. So I'm really excited about season 3 and where that goes. But I just wanted to take a couple seconds when we're sitting here driving straight lines, as I'm told, to thank you guys for that, because I really do appreciate that. And now we'll get back to doing that, driving straight lines. Alright, now 2:45, and we are getting on with our day. We have got that field left, and from now on, I think, and I don't know why, some of this just doesn't pick up. I'm running over it and it just doesn't pick up. See? I don't understand with this map. Some of it will, some of it won't. It's really kind of dodgy in terms of what will and won't. But anyway, yeah, it's not me. See? On. And it doesn't. So, just to answer that question that you probably had, there are streaks in the field. Some spots just don't mow. I don't know. But as I was saying, this is probably the last time that we're going to mow and do it like this. We'll probably just hire a worker and then do a contract to kind of offset the cost. But today I just wanted to see how long this would actually take when we did do it ourselves. And I think the answer is going to be all day, which that means we've got a lot of grass here. We've already filled the bunker up, which is good. And I've already put some of the grass into the red silo over there. I think what happens is we're going to ferment the original part, the bunker that we just filled, and then we'll make money off it, grab the grass out of the silo and put it into the bunker and let it ferment like that. And eventually we'll end up getting a TMR mixer, which I think is $80,000 if I'm not mistaken. Can't remember. I think it's $80,000. But we're going to get this done today and do it that way, and then we'll make money in that way. But yeah, we're going to try to get some hay. We're going to try to get some grass this year, and a TMR mixer would be the perfect thing to get immediately, because if we could feed our cows TMR exclusively, then they'll produce a lot more milk, and that will be a lot more money for us. But I'm going to continue on with this field close to 3 o'clock. Got a few more hours left here, I think, in this field, but that's okay. We'll have some daylight with us, and as long as we're not doing it in the dark, that's really the only thing that I have. Noticing my gas is getting a little under half, so that reminds me that we're going to have to probably get a gas tank over here as well, because I don't want to keep going to town to fill up, especially when we're trying to get things done. So, 3 o'clock. I'll continue on. Alright, now 5 o'clock on the dot and done with the field finally. Now, the rest of the day I'm going to take this mower, since we've already leased it. I am going to take it and drive it over that bin over there with all the grass in it, pack it all down, and then we can put the blanket silo over it so that it will be able to ferment. And then, and only then, will we be able to make a lot of money, I think, from that. I mean, we filled that silo up. I don't remember the number, but I do remember, see, some of that's not mowing. I don't understand. But I will be able to take this mower and I'll be able to drive it over there and go over it so that we will be able to pack it down and make some money. But let me do that because we're done mowing finally. And the answer to my question originally, how long will that 2 fields take to do? All day. But this is where we're going to leave this. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. It helps out. And hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 3,000, which we're getting there pretty quickly. So I do appreciate everybody's support. I'm going to try to drive this thing over this grass and see if I can ferment this. I might have to use my truck, but one way or the other, we're going to do this. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. My goodness. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Delaplaine, Arkansas, and the dairy, where today we are trying to get a little bit of money here. We have gotten our cows. We've got enough cows anyway, as I showed you last time. And I did want to correct a few things and check on a couple things. First, want to come over here and check on the fermented grass. Let's see how good this is going with the silage. We'll pop that up. Alright, so we're at 16% right now over here. This is kind of wonky in the middle here. I've never had that before, but when I was driving over it, see how it just goes crazy in the middle. So when I was driving over it with the tractor, I would just have to go up to about here and then come back and there and come back, and it took forever, but we got that done. 16%, so that should probably be done in a couple days time, because we're doing 3 days per month here on the dairy. Now, I also said that I wanted to put a roof over this building, and it's not going to look great. I'm going to tell you that. It's not going to look pretty, but eventually I do want to do that. I do realize I have $21,000 right now. I might buy one, but I kind of want to do the whole thing. just for function. Now, back here, I kind of wanted to do the same thing, and maybe I'll do that back here and hide it a little bit, use this space a little bit more. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking out loud here as I go, but we'll check in on the cows real shortly. I think that they should be good. Yeah, everything is good there. Let's just make sure. Okay, now over in the cow menu, you could see they got plenty of straw, and we are feeding them silage right now. Again, we want to get to the TMR, but we're not there yet. Can't buy it, but we can buy a mixer that will help us make it, which will be a little bit easier. Now, today I want to work on some contracts only because we need some money. We've got $21,000, and I know that there's a couple contracts out there that are a good size. Now, today what we're going to do is we're going to lease the tractor and we're going to lease a plow. And let me just make sure that the contracts are still there before we do anything. And yes, here are the two contracts right here. So 213-ish thousand dollars, and we can rent or lease a plow for about 4,000, a big one, and we can lease a tractor for about 20, I think. So I'm going to lease the Valtra. I don't care about brands. I don't care what it looks like. I care about horsepower, and it's got plenty of it. We are going to be able to get around the field decently fast. I think that is it. Reverse driving? All right. I thought it was asking me if I was like, why wouldn't it be able to? Okay, so we're going to lease it here. And it's only going to be 15,000. I say only, but when you're making 200,000, it's worth the investment, believe me. And now we're going to get over to the plow, and we're going to use this one. No, we're going to use the biggest one over here. We're going to lease that. That's the best deal. 4,300 for that size plow is incredible. So we've got our stuff. We've got $1,800 left in our bank account, and there is our equipment. So I'm going to hook all this stuff up. I'm going to get over to the field so that we can start doing this. And let me accept the contract. Let me see, 73 and 51. I guess they both look huge. We will go with the 73 one first. I'm just going to accept the contract because I've already got stuff over here. And now to field 73 we go. Okay, so I am here, and after getting lost for a while, I won't tell you how I got here. Okay, we're not gonna go over that. But I did get here to the field, and we are going to get this field done. Now, it looks small from over here until you see all of that as well. So I'm going to get this started. Let's just call it 7 o'clock. That way we can easily monitor how long this is going to take. But we're going pretty fast. We've got a pretty big plow, and yeah, I'm hoping. I don't even know. I'm not even going to get it wrong this time. I'm just hoping that it goes fast. All right, now one trip around the headlands, and it's 7:34 already, which is nuts. It took 34 minutes to get around this entire field, so I don't know if this is going to go all that fast. I think we're going to be here for a minute, but the good news is the reward is worth it. 6 figures, I mean barely 6 figures, but every other contract is going for mid 5 figures. So 6 figures will do. We'll do this. But yeah, I'll continue all of this. It's going to be a minute. I'm practicing driving in first person, but this little marker right here is in my way of seeing things, so it's not the easiest. Either way, we'll get this done, or we'll continue to get this done. We're at 17% already, and it's 38 minutes in, so that at least might be promising. Alright, now 10:16, and we are getting there, honestly. I mean, it's really not that bad. Now, the game does not know that I have this modded plow, and we won't tell them, but not bad. 10:17, we could use some money. Okay, this is a give me today, I think, but I'm hoping that I can get both of those fields done. It'll be 200 something thousand. Maybe we might even be able to get a tractor. All right, the contract is finished, and we are somehow negative $6,000, but we're about to collect 100,000, so we're okay. I guess we're just gonna pretend like he's gonna finish this because it's huge and we've got a big field to go again. Now, let me get over here and collect the contract. I am going to collect, and now we have got $103,000. We're off to a good start. We will now accept the other contract for plowing for 103, and we're going to get over to 51 right now. All right, Delaplaine is a great map. I do like the map, but the transportation grid is a little bit much for my brain. If you miss a turn, you can't go through the river. The roads don't line up. Let me just say that. I'm about to hit a bus. I just hit a bus and just jumped the sign. So that gets extra points. Now I gotta look at the traffic in this town. It's insane. This bus ain't gonna let me go. I don't think we're gonna get there in an hour, but I guess we'll wait and see. This is how you know you're in a farm town, when you see a big plow like this driving down your road and you just happen to live in a residential neighborhood. Anyway, we're headed over there. Like I said, I don't think we're going to get there by 1, but crazier things have happened. Alright, now I'm just going to take a guess, but I think we're lost. I don't know. I don't know if this is the right road. I don't think we're going to get there by 1. Alright, we finally made it, and it is by 1. 12:40 is the time. I'll say this about this map. There's no way that I could do this without super strength. Okay, I'm always in... I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a road, and it's not. It's a body of water. Have to drive through that. Either way, we are here. Field's looking pretty big. 12:41, so I'm thinking that we're probably going to be spending a lot of time here. Try to pull it up there. Field 51 down there in the southeast corner of the map. As you can see, it's a pretty big field. They're going to reward us pretty handsomely as well, so we will do it. Don't know how long this is going to take. I'm surprised that the other one didn't take longer. So by that measure, we're already ahead of the game. Alright, now approaching 2 o'clock, and we are getting there. Plowing it up pretty nicely. Gone a couple of times around. Now that I say it like that, a couple times around, that's really defeating. 28% though is making me feel a little bit better. But man, it's there's a lot of field here to be done. I just keep reminding myself that the reward's going to be good. And as I'm sitting here thinking about it, you know, we were going to sell this silage. I might keep some of it. You know, we don't need the money as badly right now. After we get this done, we should have about 200,000 in the bank. Now, I know we need to buy a tractor, and depending on the tractor, that might not even be enough money, but I might keep some of that silage for the cows. I don't know. Things to think about. Alright, 3:30, and we are getting there. We've got this right here. That's not bad. And then we've got this over there, and that is bad, because that's a lot. But we're getting there. I think we're probably going to be done. Man, I hate doing this game because I'm so bad at it, but I'm hoping we get done by 5:30 or 6, probably closer to 6. I could see ourselves here at 7. I always underestimate, but and think that we're going to get things done faster. But yes, we will continue on. At least it's not raining. At least we're not in the dark. Alright, a little after 5, and I wasn't too bad on my timing. We're 92%. We're going to do a little bit more of this field until we get to 100, finish it off, and then I will be back at the farm. Alright, back here on the farm. 5:42. We put a good day in. $204,000 is what we have now. And if we pop this up, so it was at 16% this morning. It's at 31. So I'm thinking probably 2 more days from now is when we will be able to collect off of that. But guys, this is where I'm going to leave it. I think we're going to take our time and see what the 204,000 can bring us. But Yeah, there's a lot to spend, there's a lot to do, and I think next time we'll probably end up getting a tractor because we're at 204,000 and we're close enough. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Thank you so much, and until the next one, I'll catch you then. Welcome back to the dairy, and we are, as always, located in Delaplaine, Arkansas. And yeah, I was talking last time about needing shelter, and I think that this right here is probably going to confirm that I'm going to need that. So before we start anything today, I am going to build a shelter, and I have decided that I'm going to put it on this side of the barn. So it's going to be simple. It's going to be very simple. It's going to be this. It's going to be just a very simple shelter right off of this. I'm going to have to line this kind of okay. And we're going to line that right there. And again, it's not going to look great, okay? It's not perfect. I'm not selling this on looks. I'm selling this on function. And that'll be good. 3 of them will be fine. We have that right there. Let me just make sure I didn't go into the barn. I didn't. I don't think we can fit one more. I guess we could overlap it, but I really don't. Why not? Why not? We're here. So we'll overlap this. Bring that out. And now we have a structure. It doesn't look great. I'm telling you that. But it will be okay, and it's a lot better than sitting out here in this. So I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to run over to the Bobcat so that I can get all of this stuff. It is really coming down. Get all of this stuff all over here. Now, not a ton to do today just because it's raining, especially in the field. I think we're going to try to get into a field later with the contract, but today is the day. It's May 2nd, and I fast forwarded that for a reason. First, because it's been raining nonstop, but also because today is the day that we can sell the silage, which will help tremendously with the budget. I purposely did not spend anything. 184,000 is what we have right now. So yeah, it says sunny. It's not sunny. It almost looks like hail. I don't know. Either way, we're going to get all of these moved up, or moved over, should I say, and then I will pick it back up, and we will get a mixer and start selling the silage, because I'm hoping that the silage has a lot of money. Now, yeah, we do need silage, and we do need to make TMR, but we don't have all the ingredients yet, so, and we definitely don't have all of the equipment that we're going to need. I don't know where I'm going because I'm talking. We don't have all the equipment we're going to need, so I'm going to sell the silage and just go from there as far as money. I'm going to try to get, not the most expensive tractor, but we'll try to get a good tractor. That way we don't have to buy another one. And I also have plans on making a greenhouse over on the other field. If I can get this ever on here. We'll put a greenhouse over behind me, over here sometime. That's what I would like to do anyway. Just a little bump out of the field behind us, and I think that it will make quite a bit of money if we can do that. Get a couple greenhouses in there, maybe sell lettuce, maybe sell strawberries, one of the two. But yeah, let me get these over here and I'll pick it up after I'm done. Alright, now got all of, well, just everything over there on the other side, and now we've just got to get one last thing. Here's the silage, and I'm going to change a little bit. Usually I'm using this door right here to go in and feed, but I'm going to use the other door down here, and that's only so that I can keep all of this under wraps, or under shelter, I should say. We'll put this right here in front because we're going to use this much faster than we're going to use that straw. I think we'll be fine right here if I can get it off. There we go. Alright, now we can get in and start selling the silage because we're going to make some money doing that. I guess I'll just park this right here under cover. I don't know if it's going to rain again today, but I want to make sure that we're at least under a little bit. Go. And now we can get a mixing wagon. We'll lease the mixing wagon. We're going to have to lease a tractor as well. Oh, actually, no, we won't. You know what we'll do? We'll get a forage mixer, but we'll get one of the ones that drive. And we'll get the modded one. That way we can take a lot of liters. Now this is going to let us go with 75 instead of 25. So we will get there a lot quicker. And it also allows us only for $12,000 to rent basically a tractor and a mixer. So we're going to do that, and we're going to start selling as much silage as we can. Okay, now it's not small. I'll tell you that. There is a lot here. I still have to take the blanket off of the silage, but you get that done right quick. There's that. And now we will turn this thing on or off. Gotta unfold, and here we go. So we're gonna just collect all the silage and bring it over. I've got a mark that's decently close to here just because I don't like driving in this map all that much. I thought I would, and I really don't because I get lost all the time. Anyway, this is gonna take for a while, so I'll pick it back up when we're full. Alright, now I got this done. Okay, now this is all filled up. We are going to take it over and get it sold up, but do you see... Never do that in real life. I see all of this. This is creating a disaster. So I don't know if I'm going to have to just deal with that or if I can pick it up with that when it's empty, but that and this bunker I've told you is a little weird. And see, like this, I don't know what's going to happen when I get to the middle of that. I'm hoping nothing, but as you can see, it's... I've had better bunkers. Let's just say that. Let me get over to the store. Let me try to sell this thing. Let me try to find the door to this thing, because it is huge, like a motorhome. Where else would you take silage than to a farm stand? Hickory Brook Farms, established in 1908. They will take 75,000 liters at their farm store. This little makeshift thing right on the side of town. Realistic? Maybe, maybe not. But convenient? Very. Alright, now as we get close to emptying out, there we are on the top right, $41,500 from this haul, which is pretty good, no matter what you were expecting. This is awful, though. Let's try to see so we don't hit anything, and then we can put this thing down. There we go. Anybody coming? No. So that was only the first load, too. So there is a lot more over there. $45,000 a load is going to be great. Now, I think that that's probably going to go down a little. But, I mean, if you think about how long it takes to get $45,000 just doing a contract, this is good money. Anyway, I'll continue this up. And I'll pick it up somewhere in the middle here because it's going to be a while before we end up emptying all of this. Alright, now we have filled up the second, and as you can see, well, as you will see, we have a ton left. A ton left. And remember, there's $45,000 in each of these loads, or let's just call it 40-ish. I think that selling all of the silage was worth it, just because of how many silage bales we're actually going through with the amount of cows we have is not really anything close to what we're about to sell. So I think this will be enough money to actually start our farm. This will be enough money to stop doing contracts all the time. We'll still do some, but I think this will actually be the one that allows us to actually grow our farm. Anyway, this is where I've been selling it. Right over here at the farm stand, because what looks more natural than this thing pulling up to a farm stand and dropping off silage? Anyway, I'm going to fill this up and then we will be... Oh, yeah, there we go. I thought it was going to say that it was full. We're going to fill this up and I'll pick it up in a little bit. Alright, now heading back, 9:30 in the morning, $301,000 already. And I think we've taken back 3 loads right now. And again, there is a lot here. So this is all we've gotten so far. So this is probably going to be some transformative money here that we're going to make off of just this silage bunker right here. All right, well, let me get this going. I will continue to fill this up, but $301,000, that means that we've made about $120,000 so far. Not bad. Okay, now 11 o'clock, and as you can see, the money is starting to climb pretty high. $440,000, and back at the farm, we've got, I don't know, yeah, look at the farm. Back over there, cinematically, there is, I don't know, maybe half of the bunker still left. So we're at 453,000. We've still got half of this left right in here. But man, this Hickory Brook Farms is loaded. They're paying us a lot of money today. Alright, now getting to the end of this and uncomfortably close to the edge here. But that's what we got to do. We're almost done. Got that little pile right there. And $515,000. I'm expecting hopefully at least 6. But maybe 650. Can we push it? Can we be greedy? That'll get us enough money to get a tractor and a few other things. Obviously, we'll think about what we're going to do, because as much money as that sounds like in this game, as we know, that goes pretty quick. Alright, that does it for the first harvest of silage, which is a good one. $618,600 is what we have total. We started with, I think, 180, so we're doing pretty good by that measure. Now, I don't know what I'm going to spend that money on. I know I'm going to get a tractor here soon, but it's only 1 o'clock, so I'm hoping that we'd be able to get in maybe to a field, do a quick contract, make a little bit more money because we're greedy, and then we can buy the tractor. Alright, now going to the contracts, we're looking at Ben needs fertilizing. It is 28.5 acres, field 43, and we're gonna borrow the items, borrow the equipment from him, because I haven't decided on a tractor yet, but this will give us $31,000 extra, which is always good. We're gonna borrow these, and then we're gonna get over into field 43. Alright, so slowly learning this map. I found the road this time. I'm not cutting through anybody's fields. I haven't used super strength yet. I know I probably will before I get to this field, but I've never gotten this close to the field without doing it. Not in this map, anyway. But yeah, we're almost there. It's probably going to be 1:30 by the time we start. And then we will get to fertilizing and hopefully collect another $30,000. That'll bring us to $650,000 or around that area today, which, I don't know, is a good day to end, that's for sure. We're gonna, like I said, gonna get a tractor soon. I'm not even sure which one I'm gonna get, so we'll have to look at the horsepower. I'm not a brand guy, so I'm gonna look at horsepower versus cost. That's really all it's gonna be. But let me get down to this field so we can start this contract. Okay, now 10 minutes early, 1:20, and we are already fertilizing here. We've got the row crops in here, so it will help us guide and help us get a little bit, help us get done a little faster, if I can talk. But yeah, we're gonna get this done. 30,000, like I said. Hopefully, it'll be 650,000, and we can get any tractor we want. All right, now 2:30, and still in the field, but we are pretty much done. This is the only lap we have left to do. Just driving down this final part of the field, and then it will be all fertilized. $30,000 is going to be into our bank account, and then we will go back to the farm. We will buy a tractor, and I don't know, I might just let all that rest of that money sit there overnight, because it kind of feels good to actually have some money. Whereas, what was it, a couple episodes ago now, I guess, we were negative 6,000. So we've come quite a long ways. I think selling the silage was the best idea. Alright, now back at the farm, and before we buy the tractor, I'm noticing it's 3 o'clock. I think we can fit one more in, and I think that's going to be in 148. Noah over here looking for a $28,000 job. We're going to borrow the items and get this done real fast, just because I think this, well, don't even think this is a record-breaking day as far as money's concerned, but I think we can get a little bit more done in that time. 3 o'clock is a little early, if you ask PA Plowboy, my buddy. He would tell me it's a little early to wrap up, and I would agree, especially when there's more money to be made. So we are going to continue on one more field we're going to do, and then we will move on to getting the tractor. Okay, now 3 o'clock, and we are over in or around field 148. I believe this is how we get there. Of course, we have to drive over, not into the bridge. That would help a lot. But yes, 148's right here, so we're going to pick this up and start going. It's just the fertilizer jobs are so easy. They don't take that long, and it's $30,000, so I figured why not? It's only 3 o'clock. We'll probably get done by 5-ish, maybe 6. Then we can get the tractor, then we can call it a day, but let's get this done. It's really not all that big. Alright, 4:18, and we're just finishing up in the field here. I got one more pass to do, and then it's all done, so I'm just going to do that. Then we'll get back over to the farm, and finally, I've been saying it, we will get a tractor. Alright, now back here at the farm, and I am going to buy a tractor. Now, I don't want to buy the large one. We have close to 700,000, but I know that we're going to need to buy a lot more things, so we can't spend that much. But we will buy a medium, and did like the T7, the New Holland. It's going to be 200 and, well, not 39. It's going to be 270,000 plus all the options that we want to put onto it, which isn't too many. I want to go with a darker blue. Yes, 4,000. We're going to spoil ourselves here. And we will put a front load attacher on it. I'm still going to keep the Bobcat. It's just that this is going to be just a little bit extra. And I think that is probably it. Going to buy it. And now we are just like that, $276,000 lighter. $416,000 is what we've got to work with right now. I am going to buy a attachment here. We'll buy that. And then I'm not really sure what we need. I'm not gonna feed the animals with this because it's too big. We can get this. We'll get a bucket. We'll buy that. 15,000, man, that's a lot of money for a bucket, but we do have that. And here is our new tractor. Very nice, very nice. It better be for 301,000. That's basically half of our money, but we do have a new tractor, so that's awesome. We also have an attachment, and we have a bucket. So that's what we're going to leave it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you've gotten this far, please hit the like button. It helps the channel out tremendously. And hit the subscribe button. We are going pretty fast, actually, to 3,000. So I really appreciate all the new subscribers out there. I appreciate you guys. And for everybody that's been subscribed for a long time, I appreciate you as well. But like I said, that's where we're going to leave it. Until the next time, I'll talk to you then. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the dairy. Delaplaine, Arkansas is the place, and we are over here in our new tractor. Yes, if you missed last episode, we ended up getting a lot of money from the silage. We still have a lot of money from the silage, $390,000. But this is the new tractor. We got a New Holland. I don't care about what brand it is. I don't care. It's just horsepower versus price right now. That's how we do things over here. Now, what we're going to do over here, let me get out. I want to put some kind of greenhouse over here. Now, obviously more than one greenhouse. I want to have a greenhouse production so that we can make money. Now, I understand that we're doing a lot of contracts. I don't want to do as many contracts next year, so I'm trying to use the contracts this year to build money. That way we don't have to take out a huge loan, and then we will be able to use that money to build infrastructure here at our farm. So right now, today, I do want to bring in, I'm going to do some contracts later on, but I do want to build a simple little greenhouse setup over here, and I will do that right now. All right, now here is the beginning of our greenhouse setup, and yeah, it's not the greatest build I've ever had, that's for sure, but we will make money off of it, and that is really all I care about. Now we are going to go over to the greenhouses, and lettuce makes money. So what we're going to do is activate the lettuce so we can start growing that. We're going to obviously need to give the lettuce some water. That's just how things work. And there we go. Now we're just going to get some water real quick. And I'm just going to grab, where is it? I think it's up here. Yep. There it is. No. Containers. There we go. We'll make it look cool. We'll have a little water tower thing here. Water station can supply your water tanks. Beautiful. And we'll put that right there. All right. So we have that. And now all we need is a something to transport the water in. So we are going to go back to the farm real quick. We're going to buy up the water trailer, and then I'll be back to fill up all of this with water so we can actually get this greenhouse going. All right, so we've got our water trailer, and yeah, the farm, everything is red, so I might make just everything blue here in the dairy. I'm just kidding. We just ended up getting a blue tractor and a blue water trailer. That's it. Watch it all be blue now. But either way, we've got all of this set up to produce lettuce. So we're getting the water filled up. We're going to fill up all of these spots right here, all of these greenhouses. And then we're going to be well on our way to making a good amount of money. Like I said, lettuce will make you some money in this game. So we are going to turn the lights on, as you just see, and everything just popped up. If only. If only. But let me fill all these up, and then we will get on with our day. Alright, now I have filled all of the greenhouses with water. We have got 4 greenhouses. They're all doing lettuce because we want to make cash, and I think that is the best, one of the best crops to do it with. Either way, it's how we're going to do it. Driving this over here, and now we're going to check up on the cows. And I think the cows will probably only need 1 bale of silage. Let's just check it out real quick. And yeah, the silage, it can be added. It doesn't need to be added, but I guess we'll just do it just so we don't forget. It'd need a couple days before it goes completely out, but I like to be all the way up to the top as much as we can. And yeah, we're still going to use this as a feeding, not wagon, but a feeding device, shall I say, a vehicle, so that we can get the silage into this barn very well. The big tractor will probably do it, but we do have this thing, and we use this. Now, I say I'm not a brand guy, but I just looked on the top, and I did not remember that this is a New Holland, so maybe I am a brand guy, I just don't know that it's New Holland. No. Either way, there is the silage. It's all in. We're going to back this up and put it away. And then we're going to look at some contracts because we need to make some money. We just spent some money. We need to make some money now. And I know that this time of year is a time for fertilizing, so we might just do a fertilizing contract or two, get some more money up there, and then start building this farm properly. But right now, we do have the lettuce growing over there, and with our grass, let me just make sure over here, our grass is growing. Okay, so it does need to grow a little bit longer, so we will make today a contract day. Hey, we'll be able to use the new tractor probably. I think I'm just going to buy things that I need. Let me look here. into the contracts. Now, what would we need? Fertilizing, no. Plowing, we could buy that plow or lease that plow and then do an $104,000 contract again. We could do that. Spraying is up there. Stone power, stone power. Stone picking, supply transport. We can't do any of those. So we are going to come up here. We are going to do this. We are going to borrow Ben's. Well, no, we're not. We're going to accept the contract, and then we're going to use our tractor and lease a plow so that we can get all of that all set up. Let me get this set up, and I will catch you when we're headed to the field. All right, now on our way, headed up to the most north field that there is right here, 101. We are going to do some plowing. $85,000 to buy the plow, or I think it was close to $4,500 to $5,000 to lease it. We'll take the lease. We'll take the lease because I can't make the math make sense really at this point. The math is not mathing over here on the farm. I would like to have that plow, but I think we're going to have to continue leasing it until further notice. Anyway, headed up to the field. We're almost there, and I'll get right into it and start because we've got an $100,000 contract here. This could bring us some more money quickly. What are we going to do with it all? Well, we're slowly going to build the farm. We're going to get our food in check this year, and then next year we're going to go for the gold. But I think this is our field right over here on the left. I'm going to get into it, and I will pick it up when we're a little further along. All right, 10:30 in the morning in the field, and 22% done. We've only went around, I think, 2 times, but this is what we're dealing with right now. It's going to be $100,000, so it's going to be worth it. I just keep thinking, if we can get all of this food this summer into silos, and we can get a TMR building to make TMR and things like that, I think that we will be fine. I think that the contracts are going to help quite a bit. And I'm pretty sure that we will be able to afford the TMR mixer right now. However, I do want to see how much money we could make this summer. It's only May, and that's the good thing. We'll be able to make some money. We've got the greenhouses going. The lettuce is going to make us a little bit of money. And we've always got these cows, but they're not going to really start until about October. So that's when I'm starting to expect everything to come together. But we'll see. We will see, because I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's learn together. All right, now 1 o'clock, and it's a few hours later. It's 75% done, this field, guys. I did not think it was going to take this long. I mean, I know plowing takes a little bit, but man, oh man. Anyway, I divided them into 2 because I got bored. 1 o'clock, driving straight lines, $159,000. I'm hoping that we will have $259 by the end of the day, because honestly, I'm not sure how much more we're going to be able to sneak in. I'm hoping that we can get this done next hour and a half game time. That's where I'm going. If we can get this done by 2:30, we might be able to sneak in something else, get a little bit more done. But this is where we're at so far. All right, 2:15 and just about done with this field. As you see, 97%. We're getting there. We got one more line left, and then we're good to go. But I am going to get this done and get back to the farm. We'll see where we go from there. Okay, so actually not back to the farm. We are going to stay in the field because I have accepted another contract, 200, or I'm sorry, not 200, 110, field 110, right in the center, towards the north a little bit, kind of, right around the corner. We're going to make, I think, another 20,000, 30,000, something like that. It's a pretty small field. We'll get that done before we get out of here for the day. All right, so arriving at field 110, and we'll take a look at it real quick as I put the plow down. Not too bad. Not too bad. We'll get this done quick. Get a couple more dollars underneath us, and yeah, it's only going to help. I mean, we need to get a lot of different things. The blue tractor, the New Holland that we got last time, is the only real thing we have as far as equipment on the farm. We do have a skid steer as well, but that's it. We don't have any implements. We don't have anything like that. I'm leasing this plow for, I think, about $5,000. It's going to earn its weight today, that's for sure. But yeah, we need to buy everything. and we need to buy a lot of cows as well. We're going to try to grow them, but we're going to need to, if we're going to be a dairy, we got to be a dairy. I mean, even when we max out that barn at 72, it's not going to be anywhere near what I want to do with this series in general. So, yeah, and then we got the greenhouses in today as well. So I'm hoping that the lettuce is going to take. I hope that it's going to make a lot of money for us. We need a lot of money, and the contracts are fun to do, but at the end of the day, we're not helping out our farm. We're not helping to build our farm. We're helping to build others, and that's not what we want. We want to be building ours. So that was kind of the hope with the greenhouses as well, is that we'd be able to make some money on the farm so that we can stay on the farm and worry more about the animals. But yeah, for now, here we are plowing fields. All right, so it's a little after 4, and we are pretty close to done here with this contract. We're in the field today. That's what we were doing. Some days it's going to be on the farm doing some dairy, and some days we have to pay for this dairy. And today was one of those days where we kind of have to earn the money so that we can start the dairy. Remember, this is just year 1. Well, last year I guess was year 1, and we started getting cows, but this is year 1, the full year 1. So we're going to be May through, obviously, probably November. We're going to be trying to get food for these animals, and then we are going next year to just go crazy and try to grow this as much as possible. That's the thing I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to avoid getting too many cows instead of too much food. I want too much food and too little cows for right now. That way I can manage it, and then we can slowly grow. But guys, from there, from there, I'm going to leave it there. Man, today was a tough one. It's a hot day out. It is a hot day out. I am in New York, and it is a real feel of 3 digits. I think it's like 104 today. So I'm a little out there today, so I apologize. But thanks for hanging with me anyway. I do appreciate it. And until then, I'll see you next time.